guys, so you guys know who we're working out like today. We're going to be doing a functional workout. Stay tuned.
We got some front squats. Front squats shouldn't be as strong as your back squat, so whatever you're used to doing for back squats, take that weight down because you're really going to feel this more in your legs and your quads specifically. I personally really like alternating between front and back squats because you target different muscle groups, and with front squats you also engage your core a little bit more as well. So with the front squat, you want to squat down just past 90 degrees. The weight's going to go through your heels and not the toes, and your foot position is slightly wider than hip width apart, with the toes in line with the knees pointing out a little bit. It's really important to keep your back at a very similar angle throughout this move, so you're never leaning forward too much. In terms of where the barbell should be, the weight should be going through the front delts. It shouldn't be resting on your collarbones or your wrists or your hands. And overhead, I love this move. It's quick, it's snappy, it's fun, and although there's the overhead press element to it, most of the drive should be coming from the legs. So the weight should be going through the heels, but you're driving up through the legs, and then that should explode the plate upwards. Your hands are really just there to kind of make sure that the plate doesn't go up in the air. So this one is super intense, and it's one that I have to do. It's not that I like to do it, I have to do it when I have energy, because at the start, that's when I have energy, and I don't want to be doing it half-assed later on in the session. So I always put this one close to the start of my workout. And you should feel this one in your legs and the glutes as you thrust forward and drive up. The third move, we've got some pulsing, alternating toe touch slide lunges. Bit of a mouthful, but I think you guys get me. It's really important with this one to take a wide stance. If you go too narrow, you'll just have to engage the back to touch your toes, whereas the movement should be mainly coming from the knee bend. And you'll actually notice that every time I transfer the dumbbell, my foot position switches too, and that just helps you get lower into your side lunge. This isn't one you want to go too heavy on, so focus more on the movement, and you'll definitely feel this in your glutes and hamstrings. Then I moved on to a contralateral lunge. So when we load something contralaterally, it just means that we're adding weight to the opposite side of the working leg. So this means that your core is going to have to work extra hard to maintain balance whilst we're doing the move. Again, the lunge technique is the same as you've done them in the past, so 90-degree angle through the hip, to the knee, front and the back legs. Everywhere I need to see 90-degree angles. I'm going to be getting my protractors out, so you guys know what I mean. That's what I'm looking for in a nice lunge. And again, it's really important to keep that knee facing forward at all times and making sure that it doesn't wobble over or cave in. And if it does, then just lower the weight. But you should feel this in your glutes and your quads a little bit, but mainly in your glutes. Moving on to a curtsy step down lunge. So we're going to go for 3 sets of 8 on both sides. That means that we're doing 6 total sets and 3 on each side. The reason I added a step is because it creates a greater range of motion when going into the curtsy lunge. But if you can't be bothered to set it up, don't worry about it. It's just that if you like the challenge, then it's there for you. Just make sure that with these, your knee on the front leg is in line with the foot, and the hips and torso are facing forward. And you should really feel your glutes working. It's like a little bit of a glute stretch, and then you're also engaging the glutes. Nice little combo. So we're coming right back in with a change of speed, and we're going for static squat jumps. The idea here is to take out any momentum that could have ever existed. So this is going to burn your legs to the ground. That hold, like a 3-second, 2-second hold, gets me every time. The idea is to hold that squat and then explode as quickly and as powerfully as possible to get you as high off the ground as possible, and then you want to land with slightly bent legs to minimize that impact. Honestly, this gets me every time. I love it. I also hate it. But so now we're coming to the end. We've got some hip thrusts. I've added a tempo variation here to increase the power in the glutes by moving quickly in the concentric phase, so on the way up, and then slowly on the eccentric phase. So that's the way down. And the idea is to increase speed and power and target your fast twitch muscle fibers on the way up. And on the way down, we're going to be targeting muscle growth because we've got a longer time under tension. And now comes your finisher. So I know it looks a little bit like a dance. We're actually doing side-to-side bounce with a resistance band around the ankles. You don't have to do it with a bounce, but it does also target your calves, which is a nice little added extra. But if you want to take the bounce out, that's fine.
So, workout is complete. This workout was a killer. Like, I can't believe it. It was the hardest workout that I've ever done in my life, and actually I haven't done the hip thrust in a while, so this was crazy. I don't know how she trains like this all the time. I cannot do it. So I'm about to go home. It's snowing right now, so I'll show you guys. It's so cold and it's snowing right now. Do you guys want to see what it looks like outside? It looks crazy.